Hi, I'm Ralph. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we are doing a chuck roast, but we're also doing the chuck roast in a carnivore style of cooking. In other words, this is going to be very simple, not a lot of ingredients. However, if you are not somebody who is on the carnivore lifestyle or doing the carnivore diet, you can still tweak this to your type of roast with adding some carrots, some celery, some potatoes into the mix. But for those of you in my audience, and I know there are quite a few out there that do the carnivore lifestyle, we're doing this for you and for anybody else who's thinking about doing it. So we are doing this very simply. We've got the chuck roast. We're going to be adding salt. I'm going to be putting bacon grease into a cast iron pan. And we're going to be adding water, and that is going to be it. Let's get started with the seasoning. I've got it's a little bit over a 2-pound chuck roast here. Get it well seasoned. Get that rubbed in. Season that on both sides. Now the beauty of a chuck roast is if you're on a carnivore diet and you are eating a lot of meat, it can be very expensive. And chuck roast are not quite as expensive. So as opposed to, say, a strip steak, just an average strip steak, not a prime or anything like that, you're probably talking about somewhere between $9.50 and $10 a pound, maybe 10 plus. And this is going to be more in the ballpark of about $7.50 to $8 price range. So it's going to save you a little bit, and there is a lot of meat here, a lot of very useful meat. Go ahead and season the sides up really good here too. So you'll probably, even if you have like a family of 4, probably still get multiple meals out of this. Okay, very good. That's all there is to it. I'm going to be taking it over to the cooktop, and we will take it to the next step over there. I will see you then. Okay, we're over here at the cooktop. We're ready for phase 2. Now, I've got my cast iron skillet here. I added a little bit of bacon grease to this a little bit earlier. And we've got it seasoned with bacon grease. Whenever you make bacon, good idea to save the drippings when it's done. Because if you ever price this stuff at the grocery store, it's terribly expensive. Otherwise, you're just throwing that down the drain, or hopefully not down the drain, but disposing of it. We don't really want to dispose of it when it's that valuable and has that much flavor. That's where a lot of the flavor of this is going to be coming from, is the fact that we're starting out with some bacon grease, and now we're going to be adding the chuck roast into the skillet to give it a sear. I'm going to be searing it for about 2 minutes per side, and then we're going to set it aside for a moment, and I'll tell you about why we're doing that in just a moment. So I'm setting the timer here for 2 minutes. Okay, been 2 minutes, time to flip it over. I've got it on high heat. Now, this sear that we're putting on there, besides the bacon, the grease, the sear is also going to be adding a little bit of extra flavor to it as well. Yeah, 2 minutes. I'm going to try to get the sides a little bit here. I'll flip this over to the other side. I'll flip it on the end here for just a little bit. I'm I'm going to flip it back over onto its original side just because I would like to see a little bit more sear on that. Move it around a little bit to pick up some of that fond from the pan. That fond has lots of good flavor in it. And maybe just a little bit of extra sear on the other side as well. You can see we're getting some good sear along here, and up here, down in here, a little bit in here. That's why I just wanted to do a little bit longer. Okay, that's been another minute on that side. Let's see how it looks. Not too bad. It could use a little bit more maybe to make it equal to this side. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off with about the last 30 seconds left here. Because these cast iron pans, they will retain heat for a long time. Okay, and that's it. I'm just going to check that. Yeah, that's looking really good. Now, I'm going to move this over. We're going to let this cool. Ralph, you say, why are you letting it cool? Why aren't we just putting it directly into the oven? Because I have water at, and I want to keep everybody out there safe. You hear Gunner in the background, he wants to keep you safe as well. I'm going to be adding 3 cups of water to this. And do you remember what we started out with? Bacon grease. And do you know what also happened while we were searing it? Some of the fat from the meat was rendering down into the pan. And if we add the water to the hot pan in the grease, we run the risk of spattering at the very least possible fire. We don't want to do that. I'm going to give it a good 5 minutes to kind of settle down. Then I'm going to add the water to it. Then we're going to cover it with some aluminum foil and put it into the oven. So I will see you in about 5 minutes. Hi, I'm back. We've given it a couple of minutes to cool down. Hopefully that's going to be enough and it's not going to be spitting up at me too bad. I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to be adding water. Let's see. So far, so good. Okay. Now, I also want to cover this. I'm going to use aluminum foil, but you can also use most anything that is oven safe and will fit over this, like a pizza tray that you might bake a frozen pizza on. But I can't find mine, so I'm going to be using foil today. The principle behind this is we're going to be keeping the steam in there around the meat, which will make it all the more tender. Kind of the same principle that you get from an Instant Pot or a crock pot, but we're probably going to be losing a little bit more steam in the process here, but that's okay. Now this is going to be very hot, so I got to get my mitts on. A reminder, the oven is 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I put that on the center rack. Now all we have to do is leave it in there for about the next 2 to 3 hours. I'm going to check it at the 2-hour point. It may take as long as 3 hours, but this is a time-consuming dish, so you're only going to be doing this when you have enough time. Hopefully this is going to come out great, and for all of our carnivores out there, I'll see y'all in just a minute. Okay, it's been a little over 2 hours, so I'm going to go ahead and check on this. Whoa, my glasses just fogged up. So I want to see how tender this is getting. Yeah, that's looking real pull apart tender. I'm just going to leave it in there for a little bit longer just to make this as tender as possible. Okay, we are back for the final reveal. It's done. It looks great. Smells great. Now there's not a lot of seasoning in here. Unlike a typical roast, there's no little chunks of celery and carrots and potatoes in there. And if you wanted to do that, that's fine. Feel free to do that. This will work great for that. But if you are somebody who's on the carnivore diet, you're trying to be a little bit more strict with what you eat, this is very simple. It's the steak, the roast, it's water, it's salt, and I used a little bit of bacon grease. The cooking method, very simple. So, how does it taste? And how tender is this? Check this out. That is just pulling apart super easy. Check this out. This is looking so good. Now, you could just serve this on your plate with, typically your potatoes, your carrots, your vegetables, whatever. Or the way I think I'm going to eat it tonight, I'm going to put it on a bun. But first, let me take a little bit of a bite of this just to test it out. We'll see if it's bun worthy. Here we go. That is very tasty. The salt is really coming through, not in a harsh way, in a complimentary way. It's extremely juicy, it's extremely tender, cooked perfectly, and you've got all that au jus sauce that's in there. Probably have this all over my chin. I do. Excuse me. There we go. But this is coming out awesome. Now, if you are not on the carnivore diet, you want to put some additional seasonings on here, feel free. There's lots of good seasonings out there. Y'all know how I feel about the Bearded Butcher black seasonings. And there's a link to that down below. I love this. You're going to love it. And if you are tempted toward doing the carnivore, this could be one of your staple diets. Use it for a main entree, use it for a sandwich, use it for leftovers. A lot of meat at a really good price. With that said, check out the links down below. Give me a like. Consider a subscription. And please leave me comments. I love my comments. I love my viewers. With that said, I will see y'all the next time. Bye-bye.